It was an ordinary morning. People woke up, grabbed their phones, and opened social media. But something felt strange. Messages weren't sending. Videos wouldn't load. At first, everyone thought it was just a small network problem. But within minutes, the entire world realized something terrifying. The internet was gone. At 8:17 a.m. UTC, multiple internet monitoring systems started reporting massive outages. At first, it seemed like a regional issue, but soon the alerts kept coming. Europe, Asia, America, all showing the same thing. Entire sections of the global network were disappearing. Internet service providers tried to reroute traffic, but nothing worked. Major backbone networks, the cables and servers connecting continents, were suddenly silent. It was as if the digital nervous system of the planet had stopped beating. In offices around the world, workers stared at their screens. Emails wouldn't send. Cloud software stopped working. Entire companies that relied on online systems suddenly froze. Meetings stopped mid-call. Confusion spread everywhere. At home, millions of people kept refreshing their phones. Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp. Nothing worked. At first it felt annoying. But soon, people started asking a bigger question. What if this isn't just an outage? Inside global tech companies, emergency meetings began. Engineers rushed into data centers. Screens displayed one shocking message again and again. No connectivity to global routing networks. The internet works through a system called BGP routing a protocol that tells networks how to find each other. If those routes disappear, networks become isolated islands. And that's exactly what was happening. Within 1 hour, the internet had fractured into thousands of disconnected pieces. Some small local networks still worked internally, but the global internet was gone. Banks were among the first to feel the impact. Online transactions stopped. ATMs connected to central servers stopped responding. Payment systems froze. Credit cards began failing at stores. Cash registers displayed errors. Lines formed as confused customers waited for systems to restart. Stock markets depend heavily on internet infrastructure. Without global data feeds, trading systems shut down automatically. Billions of dollars in financial activity stopped in seconds. News channels tried to report the story, but even journalists struggled to gather information. Many media systems depend on internet feeds and cloud services. Airlines quickly realized a serious problem. Many flight planning systems rely on internet connectivity. Backup systems activated, but delays began spreading across airports. Meanwhile, millions of remote workers suddenly lost access to their jobs. Entire companies built around online platforms went silent. In cities around the world, something strange began happening. For the first time in years, people looked up from their phones. No notifications, no scrolling, no endless feeds, just silence. But that silence didn't last long. Panic slowly began to grow. Governments demanded answers from telecom companies and internet authorities. Cybersecurity experts began investigating the cause. Was it a massive cyber attack? A software failure? Or something even bigger? Some scientists considered another possibility. A solar storm. Powerful bursts from the sun can disrupt satellites and communication systems. A strong enough solar event could damage global internet infrastructure. But satellite monitoring centers reported no unusual solar activity that day. The sun was quiet, so the mystery deepened. Another theory emerged: undersea cables. More than 95% of global internet traffic travels through fiber-optic cables on the ocean floor. If multiple cables failed at once, the world could lose connectivity. Ships and monitoring stations began checking major cable routes, but early reports showed no obvious damage. By evening, something unexpected happened. Cities became strangely calm. Without social media, people turned to television and radio for news. Neighbors started talking to each other. Families gathered in living rooms, instead of separate rooms, with separate screens. For the first time in years, parks filled with people again. Children played outside instead of watching videos online. But while society adjusted, governments remained deeply worried. Modern infrastructure depends heavily on the internet. Hospitals used internal networks, but many digital systems depended on external servers. Engineers rushed to activate offline backups. Logistics companies struggled to track shipments. Global supply chains slowed dramatically. After 24 hours without the internet, the world felt different. Slower, quieter, but also more uncertain. People realized something they had never truly understood before. The internet wasn't just entertainment. It had become the invisible engine of modern civilization. Days passed. Engineers worked around the clock trying to rebuild global routes. Slowly, small sections of the internet began reconnecting. Regional networks linked together again. Then finally, after nearly 3 days, the global internet started returning. Messages flooded in. Phones vibrated nonstop. Social media exploded with reactions. But the world had learned something important. For decades, humanity believed the internet made life stronger and faster. Yet, in just one moment, it proved how fragile our digital world really is. Because the truth is, the internet feels permanent. But one day, it could disappear again, and next time, we might not be ready.